3 years ago, me, my brother Billy, and his fiancée Gwendolyn took on the mammoth task of restoring this stunning French chateau. At first, it was just the three of us. But since then, the whole family has moved in to help bring this place back to its former glory. And not forgetting the newest family member, baby Ernest. We do everything ourselves, from fixing the leaky roof, managing the vast 60-acre estate, to restoring the grand interiors back to the way they were 100 years ago. It's not always easy, but that's what makes life in a place like this interesting. My name's Michael, and I'm going to be showing you what it's like to live, work, and play at Chateau de Basmaignee.
So apparently we're off out into the woods. So I suppose I need to get some wellies on. Hat on. Oh, they're a bit tight. It's probably because they're not my ones. I think they're my sister's, but I can't find mine. Okay, put this on. Look at that. The perfect country gentleman. Right, I'm going to go and find Billy. Today we are going to be panning for gold. There definitely is gold in this area. I know there's gold in the River Mayenne, which is not far from here. So we're going to go and check it out and see if we can find some gold on our own land. Well, we haven't got a gold pan, but I've got a copper pan, and it's got a groove around the outside. And that's obviously, you need something like that for when you're washing off the sediment. The gold will need to settle it somewhere in a groove, so hopefully this will work. We've also got a bigger one. We're going to try that. If that doesn't work, then we're not going to find anything, but we'll give it a go. I hope we find some gold. We'll be rich. We'll never have to work again.
Yeah, you can lay in bed all day long.
Oh, we can have servants.
Oh yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Here we are.
Right. So luckily at the chateau we have our own lake, and it's in the middle of the forest. It's actually the site of the quarry where all the stone for the chateau came from, and what they've done is they've put a huge barrage across it and created a beautiful lake. And just beyond the barrage, the stream continues its course around the grounds of the chateau for about 1 kilometre, and this part here where the stream is, it sits on bedrock, so that's the perfect place to look for gold.
I used to live in Ireland with my parents, and we lived in County Kerry on the Dingle Peninsula. In my spare time I used to go up into the mountains and you know, pan for gold, and I used to find some really nice bits. So basically you need to get a pan, but we don't have the correct type, but we're using what we have at the moment. Yeah, so you need to find the inside corner of one of the streams and literally just take the sediment from the bottom of the stream and pan for it very gently in the water, and hopefully you find something.
I'm just going to go across the, what is it, the weir. I've seen some beautiful wildflowers over there and I want to check them out, but it's a bit scary. It's just a wobbly bit of wood. Wish me luck. Check out these wildflowers. Every spring when I come down to the lake for the past 3 years, I've seen these beautiful purple flowers, and I don't know what they are. Hopefully someone in the comments can tell me, but I think they're absolutely beautiful. This is just it's just one of the nicest places to be this time of year.
nothing yet.
Billy thinks the best place to find gold is on the inside corner of the stream, and that's where the sediment seems to build up. So if we dig out some of that and start panning through, I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll give it a go. This is a good sign that there's gold because this is quartz. Is there something shiny in that? Yep, there's gold. Look here. You can just see, I can see it, but there's little pieces of gold just reflecting there inside this piece of quartz. So we've got a quartz seam, we're on bedrock and we're in a stream. So we could definitely find some gold today.
Michael! Well, the golf book is gone, so they must be in the woods. Shall we go find them? Oh. Michael! Billy? Michael! Michael!
Bill, did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear anything.
It's that woodpecker again. Gold! I found gold. Can you see? In this piece, where my finger is. See the gold in that? There's loads of gold in there. Now gold is very, very heavy because it's really dense. It's half again as heavy as lead. So what's going to happen is, as you start washing this and shaking it, that gold, because it's really heavy, it's heavier than the stone that it's in, it's going to sink to the bottom of the pan. So what you need to do is slowly wash away, take these big bits off, slowly wash away the lighter sediment and shake it. Hopefully the last thing, once you keep washing this away, the last thing you'll be left with is the flecks of gold in the bottom. This is actually not a gold pan, this is a copper pan for cooking crepes. And it's quite good for cooking steaks on as well. But today it's a gold pan. Look at that. Can you see that in there? Those pieces of gold.
There you are. I've been calling the two of you for ages. What are you up to?
We're panning for gold.
Oh, and is it successful?
Well, we found some bits,
Oh, that's nice.
but we've not found a lot. You're not going to be able to buy another chateau, I'm afraid, but at least it keeps us busy.
Hello? Operator?
Hello?
Oh, yes. Could you put me through to the Chateau Basmaignee, please?
Right away.
Thank you.
Is that the phone? What on earth is that at this time? Hello?
Michael, it's so good to hear your voice.
Darling, how are you?
I'm okay, but I'm quarantined in here. I haven't seen a soul for days. I could be wasting away for all they know.
Oh, that's awful. But Mr. Macron says everyone's to stay at home.
Yes. Mummy's written a very strongly worded letter to the President, so I suspect I'll have it all sorted out in no time.
Well, even Mr. Macron wouldn't dare defy Mummy.
So what are you up to today?
We're just in the Chateau stream. We're looking for gold.
Gold? But what do you want gold for? It's so passé, darling. I've moved on to much more exclusive items of jewellery now.
Well, no shortage of loo roll at your place then.
I know, I've got all the loo roll I could ever need. Just no company.
Well, I can't talk all day, Stephanie. I've got a golden nugget to find.
Well, good luck with it, darling. Toodle pip.
Speak soon. So was today a success? Yes, it was successful because we found gold, but unfortunately it was really small bits of gold, so not enough to buy a chateau with. But we're going to have to come back a bit later on in the year because my hands have gone numb because the stream's really cold. And maybe this year we'll find that great big gold nugget. But for now, I'm going home. There was a golf buggy here 10 minutes ago. I think Gwen's nicked it. Looks like we're walking back, Billy. So we managed to find some gold down there. It was only little small pieces, but I know there's a quartz seam because I was finding it everywhere, and the bits that I did find had little flecks of gold in it. So that could be really interesting. What we need to do is get a special pan, go back down there and have a look again. And one thing that would be really good is if people that come here for holidays, which they do a lot, we could give them a pair of wellies and a special pan, and they could go down to the stream prospecting. There's lots of potential there. So seeing as it's a really nice evening, what I'm going to do is take you for a walk around the gardens and show you some of my favourite trees. This is the Chateau Cedar of Lebanon. It's one of my favourite trees on the whole estate. It's about 400 years old. You can see just how big this tree is. Look, I can't even reach from one side to the other. It's absolutely huge. So no tree hugging for this one. So just over here, we've got a huge set of copper beeches, and when all the leaves are on them in the summer, it just looks like one giant tree. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. So 8 copper beeches in a circle, and it just looks fantastic in the summer because it's like the biggest tree you will ever see. So I'm just going to take you to see another really interesting tree, and I had no idea what this tree was for ages until I looked in my tree book that I got for Christmas, and I'll just take you over to have a little look at it. This is evidence that we've got wild boar on the estate, and obviously we're under an oak tree, and oak trees drop acorns. So what the wild boars have been doing is digging over all the turf and eating the acorns. So we definitely know that they are here, but I've only ever seen one just once, and it was huge, the biggest thing I've ever seen. It was like a baby cow, I don't know, it was massive. So this is the really cool tree I was telling you about. This is the Chateau's juniper tree, and you all know juniper berries are the main flavouring in gin, and I do like a gin and tonic now and again. But actually, the reason why this is here, I think, is because this is prime hunting ground for wild boar and deer, and juniper berries used to be used quite a lot to flavour those wild game meats, and I've got a feeling that is the reason that it's here. We'll just go and take a closer look at the tree. Now, the only problem we could have with this tree is that it might be a male tree, and if it's a male tree we're not going to get juniper berries, and I would really like some juniper berries because, well, I love gin and we could possibly make our own. That would be amazing. That's weird. That actually, I mean, this is not a juniper berry, but that smells exactly like gin, and a good quality one as well. So this is our nearest neighbour, just here. You can probably see a little farm there through the trees, and that's a dairy farm. And the farmer's wife, she very, very kindly, once a week, drops us off a huge bottle of fresh, unpasteurised milk, which tastes absolutely delicious. And you can see just how secluded we are here. There's literally nobody around. Well, the sun's almost about to go down, but just before it does, I'm going to take you to see the walled garden. So this is the side entrance to the walled garden, and as you can see, somebody, not us, one of the previous owners, decided to put a great big tennis court in here. And it's not really what the walled garden was intended for, and I've got a feeling this area here is where all of the raised beds for the chateau were, because there are none at the moment, and there would have been a long time ago. This is one of my favourite trees. I mean, I keep saying this is my favourite tree to every tree we see, but they're all my favourites really. But this is our huge bay tree. And I'm just going to get some off of it now actually, because we've run out of bay leaves in the kitchen. There you go. So this is a bit of a sad story. This cherry tree, when we first moved to the chateau, the first year we were here, we had the most amazing cherries off of this tree. I was up on that wall, climbing up the tree, picking great big buckets full of them. And I still got a few jars of cherry jam that I made from it. But for the last 2 years, there's not been a single cherry on it. And I've got a feeling it might be all of this ivy that's choking the tree. And maybe it needs pruning. But it's definitely... Oh. Is it dead? Doesn't look very healthy. I think it died. That's really sad. But the cherries were amazing. Probably won't get any more though. Ah, this is really cool. When we first moved here, I had no idea that this part of France was ideal for growing kiwis. I thought they came from really hot countries, but apparently you can grow them here. And we've got these. Now they're quite young, the plants. So the kiwis on them are really small, but they taste just like a big one. This is our vegetable patch. You can see compared to the size of the rest of the walled garden, it's absolutely tiny. You'd be surprised how many vegetables we got off of this last year. We had so many potatoes, we didn't know what to do with them all. It just needs rotorating at the moment, but Dad said it's a bit damp, so we're gonna have to wait a bit longer. Although it's quite warm at the moment, we could have another frost, and they say don't plant all that stuff outside until the last frost is gone. So we're just gonna wait maybe another week or two. But yeah, you get loads of fruit and vegetables off a patch that big. So I hope you liked the little tour of the gardens. There's a lot more to see, but I can't show you all in one day. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, because there's going to be a new video every Friday from now on. I'd also like to do a shout out for my friends Philip and Angelina. They have a chateau just down the road, and they have their own YouTube channel, and it's called Chateau Life. So if you want to see their adventures, tune in and don't forget to subscribe to those. Also, I can't forget my friend Stephanie Jarvis and her channel, The Chateau Diaries. If you haven't seen that, which I'm sure you have, don't forget to check it out and subscribe to that too. So thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you next week.